Friday, March 6th, Horse Meadows Senior Center in North Haverhill is serving glazed pork roast, baked potato, and broccoli from 11:30 to 12:30. All meals include bread, milk, coffee, and juice, along with salad bar. Glazed pork roast, baked potato, and broccoli is being served today at Horse Meadows Senior Center.
The RG Senior Center in the Bradford Community Building is open and serving congregate meals on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. The meal for this Friday, March 6th, will be baked ziti, California blend veggies, 3-bean salad, and dessert. For those 60 and over, the suggested donation per meal is $5, and for those under 60, the cost per meal is $8. And don't forget, takeout meals are available as well.
On the menu at the West Barnett Senior Meal Site for Friday, March 6th. In-house diners will be served a buffet. For takeout, spaghetti and meat sauce, broccoli, salad, homemade roll, and mandarin oranges. In-house dining starts at 11:30 a.m. Takeout orders are required by calling 603-638-4002.
Celtics at the Garden tonight against the Dallas Mavericks, and it appears, unofficial until he plays, but Jason Tatum likely to return tonight. Joe Mazzulla.
All right, look good. I mean, just continuing this progression, is continuing to be consistent, and just his progression of getting better, whether that's in the weight room, on the court, even in the film room, or, in the physical therapy room, just continuing to chip away at the progression.
Joe Mazzulla. For today's game, Tatum listed as questionable, right Achilles repair. Derek White on a possible Tatum return.
Yeah, he looks good, playing, moving. It's been good to see him back and getting up and down. So you kind of see all the work he's put in to get to this point, and it's been great to see him. He loves to do.
Derek White, Celtics, Dallas Mavericks at the Garden tonight. By the way, Tatum has missed 298 days. It appears the Celtics fans' long wait is over.
And good morning. We're 7 minutes after 6 and waking up to another snowstorm. A couple of inches for the most part here in the listening area. Just enough so you got to get out there and shovel and do some plowing. And, of course, the snow plows are out there, so be on the lookout for them and give them space to get their jobs done. Steve and John, we have a lot going on between now and 9 o'clock this morning. Hope you can hang around for the duration. Our first conversation coming up shortly after 6:30. We'll be chatting with Paul Ordway from PTO's Repair. Find out about those Fisher plows and Fisher sanders. Right now, though, an updated look at the weather. It's being brought to you by Manchester Brook Materials, where they offer crushed stone and ledge products. We will rock you at Manchester Brook Materials. They're in East Reigate and also at 596 Crossroad in Waterford.
Is part of your property too tough to mow, or do you need a new driveway, or must fix your old one? Ask Manchester Brook Materials for a quote today. Plus for topsoil, erosion stone, riprap, and stay mat. Plus crushed stone products from 3/4-inch plant mix up to 5 inches. Manchester Brook Materials will deliver or load it for you. 6:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. weekdays, 7 a.m. to 12 noon Saturdays, or by appointment. We will rock you with competitive pricing and estimates. Call 802-633-4122.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, mostly cloudy, chance of snow showers until midday, maybe a dusting, highs in the mid to upper 30s, winds becoming southeast around 5 miles an hour. Tonight, chance of rain or freezing rain after midnight, lows in the upper 20s to lower 30s, chance of freezing rain early on Saturday, then chance of rain showers, highs from the mid 40s to around 50. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Well, thank you. According to that, it doesn't sound like this snow that we're picking up right now is going to last that long, with rain and warmer temperatures at 50 degrees in the forecast. Right now, though, we're hanging around 30-degree mark, both sides of it as we speak, and warm temperatures are in the forecast. Updated weather this time brought to you by Manchester Brook Materials. Be sure to call Darcy to line up your projects, 802-633-4122, as Manchester Brook Materials has couple of two convenient locations. They're at 596 Crossroad at Waterford and also Route 5 North in East Reigate. Again, Darcy's number is 802-633-4122. And as we said, a lot of different guests that we'll be chatting with. And the first one, Paul Ordway, shortly after 6:30 this morning. Find out what's going on in the world of Fisher plows and Fisher sanders.
This is Chelsea Tillotson, Mortgage Loan Officer for the Wells River Savings Bank. Buying a home is one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make, and we're here to make it easier. At Wells River Savings Bank, we take the time to truly understand you and your needs. From start to finish, We're by your side, ensuring you're comfortable with every step of the way. To us, a mortgage isn't just a transaction, it's the foundation of a lasting relationship. With competitive rates and the personalized service you'd expect from your hometown bank, we're dedicated to prioritizing you and your best interests. Let us turn your dream home into a reality. Visit Wells River Savings Bank today and experience the difference. Your journey to homeownership starts here. Wells River Savings Bank, big decisions, small town care, and your trusted neighbor. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Wells River Savings Bank, your good neighbor bank. It's good to know your neighbors.
All right, coming up 18 minutes after 6, a good morning. Kind of slippery out there, picking up 2 or 3 inches of fresh new snow overnight, kind of wet stuff as we're hanging around 30 degrees as we speak. Warming up, temperatures warming up into the 40s today and maybe even the 50s this weekend with some rain, kind of some rain showers in the forecast. We'll get to that momentarily, but first a reminder, soup and sandwich Lenten suppers coming up on Sundays. They'll be from 5 to 6 p.m. And the first one's coming up on March 8th at the Groton United Methodist Church. That's right there in Groton, right there on Route 302. All right, taking a look at the weather forecast. It's being brought to you this time around by Wells River Chevrolet, which is part of the Auto Saver Group. As in the Auto Saver Group's Big Deal Plus, it comes at no charge with the purchase or lease of every new or used vehicle. And let's see, Ted Cooper's with us this morning from the showroom floor at about 7:45 and giving us his bi-weekly update at Wells River Chevrolet. Wells River Chevrolet is proud to be part of the Auto Saver Group, and that's a really good deal. Being in the Auto Saver Group's Big Deal Plus comes with no charge with a purchase or lease of every vehicle at Wells River Chevrolet. What does that mean for you? 2 years of unlimited scheduled maintenance, unlimited oil filter changes and tire rotations, lifetime state inspections, and so much more. Wells River Chevrolet is proud to be part of the Auto Saver Group. Same great people, same great experience, and a Big Deal Plus. WellsRiverChevy.com.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, mostly cloudy, chance of snow showers until midday, maybe a dusting, highs in the mid to upper 30s, winds becoming southeast around 5 miles an hour. Tonight, chance of rain or freezing rain after midnight, lows in the upper 20s to lower 30s. Chance of freezing rain early on Saturday, then chance of rain showers, highs from the mid-40s to around 50. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
And our temperatures are right around 30 degrees and picking up some, 2 or 3 inches of fresh new snow overnight. Still falling lightly in most areas. And we have plows out doing a great job getting the roads back in good shape again this morning. But they are kind of slippery in some areas. So be careful this morning, whether you're walking or if you're out there traveling. Give yourself a little extra time and give those plows a break. What do you say? That is the morning drive weather. It's from the Fairbanks Museum. It's brought to you by Wells River Chevrolet, which is part of the Auto Saver Group. And that's a really big deal. Same great people, same great experience. And now the Big Deal Plus. They're on the web at wellsriverchevy.com. 20 minutes after 6, next weather coming up at about 6:30, and then after that we'll be chatting with Paul Ordway, PTO's Repair, right there in Fairleigh, find out what's happening with those Fisher plows and Fisher sanders.
Hi, it's Chelsea from Wise, and this is our 10th year producing Wise Words. Today, Emma, a sophomore from Hartford High School, is sharing Wise Words.
Relationships and sexual violence is a topic that many of us don't want to think or talk about. It makes us uncomfortable, and rightfully so. But if we don't talk about it, we can't stop it, and it doesn't make it easy for the survivors. When people can't talk about their experiences, they feel alone and can't get the support they need. Often, when we know someone has been hurt, we want to help, but we aren't sure what to do. We may be afraid we'll say or do the wrong thing and make it worse. There are simple things we can do to show our support. We can listen without judging, we can believe them, we can tell them they didn't deserve it and it wasn't their fault. We can ask them how we can help. What are some ways you can show your support?
These Wise Words are supported by the Hypertherm Hope Foundation, a proud sponsor of Wise and our goal to end violence, share hope, and change lives.
We're going to take a look at the weather forecast right after this.
I'm Bill Dickey from Dick's Field and Tree. Spring is when small problems on your land are easiest to fix, from cleaning up winter damage to getting the fields ready for mowing and camps ready for the summer. I bring the equipment and the know-how. If you'd like a straight shooting local hand with your property this spring, reach out and we can talk through what you need done. Once again, this is Bill Dickey from Dick's Field and Tree. You can find me at 802-359-2478. And I'll keep your land working year-round. Once again, that number is 802-359-2478.
And a good morning to you. We're 28 minutes after 6. The snow is let up and kind of a mixture right now at 30 degrees at our Route 302 broadcast studios with 2 or 3 inches of new snow. The snow plows are out doing a great job plowing and doing some sanding and salting. When you encounter the snow plows, be sure to slow down and give them some room to do what they need to do. Updated weather forecast coming up. But first, a reminder with today being the 6th, it's the Orford Fairleigh Lions Club's holding a rose sale. It's going on through today. Roses at $20 per dozen and delivered March 20th. It's a nice way to brighten someone's day while supporting the Lions Club. And to order, you can contact Clyde Blake at clydeblake75@yahoo.com. It's that easy. 29 after 6, taking a look at the weather forecast, heading into the weekend. It's being brought to you by St. Johnsbury Chrysler, Dodge Jeep Ram. They are part of the Autosaver Group, where every deal comes with a Big Deal Plus, which is a 2-year unlimited schedule maintenance plan, which includes free state inspections for life.
St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is the go-to destination for quality vehicles and unbeatable deals. Whether it's a rugged Ram truck, an adventure-ready Jeep, or a reliable pre-owned vehicle, they have something for every driver. Their experienced team offers competitive financing, trade-in options, and lease specials to make car buying easy. Plus, their expert service center ensures every vehicle stays in peak condition with genuine parts and professional maintenance. Conveniently located at 220 Memorial Drive in St. Johnsbury, they proudly serve Northeast Vermont and beyond with top-tier customer service. Shoppers can browse their extensive inventory in person or online at stjohnsburycdjr.com. Whether hitting the road for work, adventure, or the next big game, drivers can count on St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram to get them there.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, mostly cloudy, chance of snow showers until midday, maybe a dusting, highs in the mid to upper 30s, winds becoming southeast around 5 miles an hour. Tonight, chance of rain or freezing rain after midnight, lows in the upper 20s to lower 30s, chance of freezing rain early on Saturday, then chance of rain showers, highs from the mid-40s to around 50. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
All right, thank you. That is the weather, and picked up 2 or 3 inches of new snow. Road crews out doing a great job cleaning things up. And a good idea if you do encounter plows, whether they're taking care of driveways or the main roads, just to slow down and allow them to be able to do their work safely. And that's it. That's a look at the weather. This time around brought to you by St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, which is part of the Autosaver Group. They're online at stjohnsburycdjr.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It is exactly 6:32. In Fairleigh, Paul Ordway, PTO's Repair. You're going to be busy again. Those snowplows and sanders getting a workout, aren't they?
They sure are. This is a heavy dusting we received, but I guess we can handle it.
Start plowing a little mud and sod and that type of stuff when it gets like this, don't you?
Oh, yeah. There's going to be some soft stuff underneath this stuff, so you got to be careful of some of the dirt ones that they haven't thawed out too much.
Yeah. So I would assume that those snowplows kind of take abuse when it becomes weather like this.
The trip edge, they will be jumping a lot, and cutting off some dirt, but it was pretty soft yesterday, and I don't believe it got cold enough before this game, so I have to be careful. Some of the dirt ones, they're going to be a little soft, and some lawns that are open are going to be getting soft, and you have to watch out there.
You know, with this winter, the way it's been, what are some of the road crews saying about like some of the culverts and stuff? They froze up? They okay? What's the deal? Do you know?
So far, I haven't heard anybody saying about any blockage of culverts freezing up, but we're going to know here in the next couple of weeks for sure the way the weather's going to be changing and warming up, and possible rain coming sometimes. It's that time of year. You got to be careful.
It sure changed in a week. Last week, I didn't really see any trees that had been tapped. Now this week, they're boiling already.
Oh, they are? I didn't know anybody was boiling yet, but yeah, I know a lot of them are getting the taps done and been busy with that for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know anybody was boiling yet. But
well, I assume they are. With the way the weather was, things got to be running. Maybe they're just gathering and getting ready to boil. But I would think you'd have to stay ahead of the curve.
Oh yeah, you got to stay ahead of it, and you can't hang on to the sap too many days without trying to boil it down because it will go bad. And especially if we get up in the upper 30s and 40s, and you can't have that getting too warm. So yeah,
there's a lot to it. Do you ever do that?
Oh yeah, a long time ago we did.
Oh, okay.
Now I like to go visit them.
Okay, nothing wrong with that, I suppose. So, well, we are heading closer to spring, but that doesn't mean we're out of the woods in regards to snowstorms, does it?
No, it does not. And we've still been busy, and we're supposed to be selling a new winter guide today. We'll see what happens. And, yeah, we've been busy. Repairs and stuff. Yesterday was a full day. Right now I'm waiting for a part for one. I got it's in the yard, broke down, but can't get the part yet. And other than that, yeah, it's been good. We've been catching up on some stuff, getting inventory checked, and going through what we may need for next year.
Yeah. You think you're selling more of the parts and stuff because they're on display differently now?
Yeah.
Accessories?
I think people come in, they can see them a little better. They walk through them. Hey, I could use that. I could have that for spare or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's been a big plus. So, yeah. It's been good, positive feed. Everybody likes it. And taken care of. We have a little more room for inventory.
Yeah. We're kind of on the home stretch now. I mean, any words of advice? Taking care of things, keep things going.
Just check them over. Check the hoses. We've had last couple of weeks people coming in with hoses leaking. You gotta check them. They're getting vibrated, taking an awful beating, going up and down and around, and they do loosen up. You got to keep an eye on that. And hydraulic leaks are the worst thing that you could have because, then you'll get low and it won't raise, it won't function properly until you top the oil off again and keep them going.
Yeah, most of them they know what they've got to do to keep those things going anyway.
Yes, they do. And, we've, helped a lot of them out on the phone. Somebody will call and we'll try to help them out on the phone best we can without seeing it. It's a little difficult, but if they describe it well, we can help them out.
So what do they do when the plow is down? They can't get that thing back up so they can drive to see Paul and get that thing fixed.
Some will, right now we still got snow banks. We could drive up onto push it up on a snow bank, short chain it.
Okay.
And they can get it to us. Some contractors, they carry a little ratchet strap with them, and so they can get it up. But
I see.
A couple different things they can do.
All right. The ones that plow all the time, tricks to the trade, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, you'll be surprised how they come in.
Okay. All right, so what are your hours this time of the year? And you'll do this until what? The weather really doesn't provide snow anymore? Yeah.
So we're there 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, and normally 8 to noon on Saturdays. Tomorrow I got something came up, and I'm planning on not being here tomorrow. I got something I got to do.
All right.
And it was supposed to be good, so hopefully we'll be okay with that.
Okay, so 2320 Route 5 Fairleigh, just a little bit more than 3.5 miles south of the traffic light in Bradford, right there in Fairleigh.
Yes, yeah, the old original tool barn. We're on the left, big yellow building, signs, a few plows left in the yard. You should be able to find us.
Excellent. All right, 802-222-6152. Paul, enjoy the weekend. We'll talk to you next Friday.
Yes, all right. You too. Everybody be safe out there.
Thanks, Paul.
All right, thanks.
Yep, 638, weekly conversation during the winter months with Paul Ordway, Paul and Kim, who own PTO's Repair in Fairleigh. We'll be taking another break here and take a look at the weather forecast. First, we want to remind you, coming up on March 18th, that's on a Wednesday, Civil Air Patrol is going to have an open house at the Haverhill Cooperative Middle School, and they invite you to join them for adult, youth, and educator opportunities. And all kinds of things will be featured. That's going to be from 6:30 to 8:30, March 18th. The Civil Air Patrol with their open house at the Haverhill Cooperative Middle School. At 6:39, temperature as we speak on both sides of 30 degrees. Some rain and warmer temperatures in the forecast. Let's take a break and see what is going to be happening as we head into the weekend. Take a look at the forecast for all of Northeast Vermont, Northwest New Hampshire. This time around is being brought to you by Chief Crushing and Excavation. They have the equipment, large, medium, and small, to take care of your projects. Call Chief here in Vermont, 802-584-3868.
Chief Crushing and Excavation, with plenty of products available that can be delivered to you from one of their many nearby Vermont or New Hampshire locations. Products available include sand for septic systems, crushed gravel, topsoil, clay fill, stay mat, ledge, and specialty items such as blue ledge and gravel. Excavation and land clearing services are also available. Chief Crushing and Excavation is fully insured and has the knowledge, know-how, and equipment to get the job done right for you. For quarry operating hours, pricing, and directions, call Chief Crushing and Excavation at 802-584-3868.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, mostly cloudy, chance of snow showers until midday, maybe a dusting, highs in the mid to upper 30s, winds becoming southeast around 5 miles an hour. Tonight, chance of rain or freezing rain after midnight, lows in the upper 20s to lower 30s. Chance of freezing rain early on Saturday, then chance of rain showers, highs from the mid-40s to around 50. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
All right, Lawrence, thank you. Warmer temperatures gives you an opportunity to get out there and do some cleaning up, kind of reroute the water if you've got kind of a problem in that regard. I know we've heard of some different drainage ditches and culverts that are frozen up in some areas, so do what you can to get them all taken care of during these warm temperatures. At 6:41, we're at 30 degrees and looking to be into the 40s today, maybe even breaking into 50s tomorrow. We'll have a more detailed look at the weather forecast shortly after 7:30, right after birthdays and anniversaries. We'll be chatting on the phone with Mark Breen at the Fairbanks Museum and Planetarium. Meanwhile, this weather brought to you by Chief Crushing and Excavation, and you can call Chief to line up your projects at 802-584-3868. That's 584.
So we are honored to be having a conversation with Jennifer Bottom, who is a library media specialist here at Rivendell Academy. Jennifer, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. And I am excited because one of the things that Rivendell Academy is doing is you're getting a new library?
Yes, we are revitalizing our old library. It's been a while since we had an actual librarian, so I am in charge of redesigning not only the space, but also the library program.
And how does that look?
So I am in the process of, I've put together a library committee of teachers and also students, and they have helped me create the vision for the library. And we've created short-term and long-term goals for not only the space, but what kinds of resources they'd like to see, what kinds of programming, clubs, community events, that kind of thing. So my goal is to have as many voices as part of the process as possible.
And what is your role as library media specialist also entail? Do you do like teachings, any classes as well?
Yes, I collaborate with teachers Sometimes they come down to the library and I will do a mini lesson on something to do with digital citizenship, citations, or looking for reliable sources, or we'll do like reading advisory where I'll talk about some great books and we'll look for books together. Or sometimes I go up to their classrooms and I bounce around and support students as they do research and make sure that they are understanding how to use the internet in a safe and responsible way.
And what kind of reading interest are you seeing in students right now?
So it's interesting to see that more and more kids are coming back to physical books. Yeah, so it's hard for them to sustain their attention on a screen, and it's a little bit easier when they have the book in their hand, and they're noticing that about themselves as well, more and more of them. A lot of kids still read online, and we have a digital library as well that is accessible for the kids, which is great. But oftentimes kids will come in and they'll look at all the new books that I've been getting, and a lot of them are interested in graphic novels, which I think is great because it incorporates not only their artistic interests, but also their interest in stories. And more kids are coming in each day. It's pretty fun to see how many kids want to get back to reading.
So how can families encourage reading habits at home without turning it into a chore?
Yeah, I think that from my experience, not only as a teacher, but as a parent, the most meaningful reading experiences we had were as a family, where we either read the book together or we each read it on our own and talked about it, or at least I was familiar with what my kids were reading or what my students was reading, so I could ask them questions and I could talk to them about what I like to. So being engaged and knowing what they're reading and having discussions with them, I think is the most powerful thing.
So do students work collaboratively in a library, or is it still considered like a quiet study environment?
So it depends. Oftentimes it's pretty collaborative. We have kids come down and work on projects together. Other times there's kids who are quietly studying. And I'm hoping to see the program grow over the course of these next couple of years, where kids will come in to do projects together and I'll be collaborating with teachers. So we'll have like kind of a mini makerspace and all the supplies that they need. We're still working on that. But I am seeing more and more kids come in and use it as a safe place to be, where they hang out and they help me out a lot in the library. There's a lot of pride going on with my small group of library groupies. They come in, they volunteer every day to help me organize or like wrap books and all the new books that need processing, or put a bulletin board. So that's really cool. And then they have ownership in the process as well. What has surprised me is how many kids come into the library and ask for my help, whether it's about research, not only finding a book, but like, how can I find information on this? Or it's just like logistical help, they'll need help on a project that requires copying and crafting something, and I'm the person who's available to be that extra set of hands for kids and figure out creatively how to problem solve an issue. So that's been really fun because my day is never the same. Like there's always a new issue or learning opportunity and creative problem solving that comes up.
Right.
Yeah.
Say with the advent of AI being discussed a lot, where do you see the role of a school library in the next 10 years?
It is so important. And I know that for some people in the last few years, they've questioned if libraries are even relevant anymore because they see more and more kids going to screens to consume their print. I think they're more important than ever because being a good digital citizen is so important these days. You have to navigate this terrain of like so much information coming at you all day long. And then not only that, they have this AI thing where it's like, oh, it's so easy to summarize this article or brainstorm some ideas. And I actually think kids are shortchanging themselves by using AI at this level, at the middle school and high school level, because then they're not developing their own critical thinking skills or summarizing skills, which you actually need in order to use AI effectively. So if you don't have those foundational skills, then you'll never be able to use AI the way it's truly meant to be used. And it has profound, interesting capabilities, but the people who are using it for those amazing things already have their foundational skills.
Right.
You know, so we don't want to shortchange kids and have them miss out on like brainstorming themselves and kind of figuring things out for themselves, so that when they go use AI later on, they can be like, okay, help me do this. Oh, wait, that's not really a good answer. How can I revise it? Or, oh, that's a great idea and I can build off of it.
Right.
So I think librarians are hugely helpful for being that extra set of hands for teachers to collaborate and make whatever project they're doing have more depth to it.
Right.
And so they can really dig in and explore.
Excellent. We're talking to Jennifer Bottom, who is a library media specialist here at Rivendell. Any final comments, Jennifer?
I am really excited about Rivendell's future because more and more we are getting kids ready for the kind of changing landscape of their career paths. It's so different now than when we graduated from high school, and we're kind of adapting with the times, and there's so much possibility that we're getting kids ready for.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you.
It is 6:54. Time for another look at the weather, as we're on both sides of 30 degrees here in the listening area. Still a little light precipitation, but for the most part, the heavy stuff has already fallen. 2 or 3 inches for the most part here in the listening area. Taking a look at the weather, compliments of your friends at Farmway in Bradford. They can help you through the winter months and heading into spring. Stop in, check it out. They are open Monday through Saturday, 8:30 to 5:30, Fridays until 8 p.m., and they are closed Sunday and major holidays. Farmway, right there in Bradford, has plenty of free parking. In Bradford, Farmway invites you to shop their in-stock Lazy Boy furniture. Farmway has plenty of styles and colors to choose from, something to fit everybody, including pet-friendly fabrics. Check the prices. You won't be disappointed. Shop in a friendly, no-pressure atmosphere. And if you don't see it, Farmway can order it. Delivery and removal is available. Just ask about the rates. At Farmway, they take immense pride in offering a wide selection of top-quality brands in footwear, clothing, camping, and hunting gear, furniture, and gifts. Shop locally in Bradford at Farmway.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, mostly cloudy, chance of snow showers until midday. Maybe a dusting, highs in the mid to upper 30s, winds becoming southeast around 5 miles an hour. Tonight, chance of rain or freezing rain after midnight, lows in the upper 20s to lower 30s. Chance of freezing rain early on Saturday, then chance of rain showers, highs from the mid 40s to around 50. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Lawrence, thank you very much. As we have said numerous times already this morning, as we're on both sides of 30 degrees, warming up and breaking 40 degrees and possibly heading into the low 50s this weekend with some rain in the forecast. We'll keep you updated as we do 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Compliments of our many sponsors and a meteorologist at the Fairbanks Museum. Meanwhile, this weather brought to you by Farmway right there in Bradford. They are also online at VermontGear.com. At 4 minutes after 7, taking a look at the weather forecast for the listening area, and it's being brought to you by Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Littleton, home of the big deal. At Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, located on Route 302 in Littleton, the veteran sales professionals are passionate about helping customers find the right vehicle that fits their needs. Due to their knowledgeable and experienced sales representatives who are always happy to help, they've been nominated several times for Chrysler Dealer of the Year, earned multiple FCA Fantastic Club Awards, and are the recipient of the Customer First Award for Excellence, years 2018 through 2023. At Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, they continue to hold themselves to the highest standards of training and maintain manufacturer certification in order to serve their customers the best quality of customer service. Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, located on Route 302 in Littleton.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, mostly cloudy, chance of snow showers until midday. Maybe a dusting, highs in the mid to upper 30s, winds becoming southeast around 5 miles an hour. Tonight, chance of rain or freezing rain after midnight, lows in the upper 20s to lower 30s. Chance of freezing rain early on Saturday, then chance of rain showers, highs from the mid 40s to around 50. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
All right, thank you very much. And temperature really hasn't moved much. We're still around 30-degree mark, but probably will be breaking into the 40s today. and possibly into the low 50s this weekend with some rain in the forecast. We'll talk in more detail at 7:30-ish, right after birthdays and anniversaries, with Mark Breen at the Fairbanks Museum and Planetarium right there in St. Johnsbury. We keep you updated on the weather, our many sponsors, and, of course, our meteorologists. This time brought to you by Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, Fiat in Littleton, home of the big deal.
The Red Sox have a lot of very young players at Fort Myers. Most interesting future Red Sox? How about 6'6" left-handed pitcher Peyton Totally. This kid is different.
Just pitching these days. So if they, I joke with the guys, if they want me to pick up a bat, I will, but I'll try to put on a show. But yeah, just pitching now.
I was up there talking about it. Like, just think about doing a wind-up and then somebody drilling you. Like, no, I'm good. Like, baseball's great at 60 feet. But yeah, the Bruins game is fun.
Tolley throws in the high 90s, sometimes at 96. Peyton Tolley is different. That would be understating the fact. For example,
I have a lot of bananas. Monkey never cramp. Glad I got somebody to giggle at that. But I have a tough time eating sometimes especially on start days. I'd have a tough time eating, and bananas was the only thing that I could eat. So one day I had 8 bananas before I pitched. I was like, well, check.
Red Sox pitcher Peyton Totally. The Red Sox have never had any player quite like this.
At 11 minutes after 7 with Burn It Down's Parker McCullum. For the next few minutes, we're going to focus our attention on Riverbend Career and Technical Center, more specifically Chef Trace Heidenreich, who is the culinary arts instructor. And good day. How you doing, Trace?
Well, I'm good, hoping that this warm weather takes hold, and I think everyone's done with the snow, and maybe it'll stay that way, although we have to deal with mud, right?
Yes, for sure. All right. We'll wrap up our conversation, I guess, talking about culinary. But first, we want to talk about some of the other classes there, and then maybe we'll start with what's happening in cosmetology.
Well, yeah, I received word that they wanted to let everyone know that the salon is open, so if you need to have any care in the salon, they want to have you come on by. They've got students who are working towards their licensing, and that they've got openings Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 8 to noon. And all you got to do is call the Riverbend at the, 802-222-5212 with extension 136, or reach out to the instructor, Lorraine.kenny@oesu.org.
Excellent.
So they just want to fill it up.
Yeah, all right. They've been doing that for many, many years, and that's a great class. Of course, all the classes are great at Riverbend. All right, Trace, let's find out what's happening in Diversified Ag.
Well, I've been informed, as we just said, we're hoping things melt up, is that they are tapping the trees. They just got back from break, so they are tapping the trees for sugaring season, getting ready for that. And, of course, now that they're doing that, they're also getting ready, and they're already thinking about growing stuff. So they're already planning on their growing season and what they're going to have for vegetables and flowers. And they do, around mid-May, a sale for veggies and flowers. My wife and I, we always buy some veggie and flower starts. So that if you're interested in that, you just contact that program, and they'd love to take care of you for any vegetable or flower starts as well.
Yeah. Once we get into March and that sunshine gets up there, it really goes to work in a hurry, doesn't it, Trace?
Oh, yeah, and they've got that high tunnel, and they can really get it going in a hurry, so they got that benefit.
What about the Educators Rising Conference coming up on March 9th? What can you tell us about that, Trace?
Yeah, well, the teacher education program, it's their first time this year, but on March 9th, I guess next week at Champlain College, they've got 4 first-time students who are going to be competing in the Educator Rising Conference competition. So it's new all the way around. It's an opportunity they're taking on. So I'm looking forward to actually hearing how it goes, but they are putting themselves out there for a competition against other students, and I'm just like you looking forward to hearing how it goes, but they're going to go after it and going to see how it goes.
All right, and of course you've been recruiting ever since pretty much the beginning of the year. Of course, Riverbend's always recruiting, but more specifically, we've had a deadline that has come and gone, but I believe there's kind of another deadline coming up at the end of the month, isn't it?
Right, so our primary recruiting, we're reaching out to our 5 sending schools and letting our students let them know about the opportunities we hold. So our primary deadline has come and gone. However, if students are still interested, make sure they reach out. But by the end of March, final placement decisions are being made, and if students and families don't hear from us by mid-April, to make sure they just reach out to us at our phone number, 802-222-5212, so that if they don't hear from us, they can reach us directly, and we'll be able to give them feedback about what the results are or if there's anything that they can do. And if they did reach the primary recruiting, they can still reach out to us, and there could be some opportunities for them, even if maybe they didn't get their first choice, so they can always reach out to us.
All right, good. And then, Catherine Shabanian probably is a good example of get to her, because she's the go-to, so to speak. All right, beginner welding is open for welding for women, and the instructor's Ian Blackmer. He's been doing this for quite a while, so give us an update in regards to that, Trace.
Yeah, I'm jealous of this one. I always want to learn more about it, and there's just never enough time. So I love learning about new stuff, but they have a program, and Ian Blackmer with Diversified Welding gives basically all of the beginning welding, just like it says in the title, but they get a chance to teach them, like it says, all the basic welding. So they get you all the safety equipment and make sure you're up to speed on safety, and they'll do demos, they'll do the basic practicing, and they'll get you start to finish and let you know everything you need to know. And it's Saturday, March 14th, as well as March 21st, and it's from 9 to 1 p.m. All the costs all the costs and supplies are part of the expenses. So if you need to know anything more about it, you can sign up through online. So if you just go to our website, it has all the details that you need to know about it. And we'd love to have more people join in.
Trace Heidenreich is with us. He's the culinary arts instructor at Riverbank Career Technical Center. And you have been busy, so you need to give us an update in regards to what's been going on with your class.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess we're busy here. So the students are always cooking something. We're always trying to cook and learn technique, and they're always doing something, and we sell stuff here at the end to our student population and our educators within the building within Oxbow and Riverbend as well. But on top of that, we're not just cooking for the sake of it. We've got students who, on a regular basis, we're teaching them about ServSafe, which is the National Restaurant Association industry credential that teaches them all about safety and sanitation, and it is highly regarded in the industry as a primary credential for them, and it often is a barrier point to students getting a supervisory or manager level position past being in high school. So getting that credential is really important. And half our students have earned that credential, and a couple more are getting ready to earn that credential by the end of the year, hopefully. So beyond that, we've got over half our students who have already earned up to 3 college credits this year through Lakes Region Community College for a safety and sanitation course that they've taken. And in addition to that, we have new this coming year a additional 3 college credit courses, 3 college credits for a, I'm misspeaking here, for a Foundations in Culinary course through Lakes Region Community that's going to be available next year as part of a 2-year cycle where they could get a total of 6 college credits in their year, or their 2-year process. So that's new starting next year. So that keeps us busy on top of our regular curriculum. But then we had one more piece of the puzzle that's been keeping us busy for a little bit. We had 4 students, 2 seniors from Thetford, 1 senior from Rivendell, and 1 junior from Rivendell, who represented our class this last Friday and Saturday on the 27th and 28th at the Culinary Institute of America. And, sorry, I had to drink some water.
Yeah.
They represented us at the Culinary Institute of America in a culinary and food management competition through the National Restaurant Association. We've done this several years, and this team of students competed at a culinary competition where they had to cook two appetizers, 2 entrees, and 2 desserts in a 1-hour time limit under very strict parameters. And so they had to do that and compete against all the other Vermont schools that came to compete. And then on top of that, they took that on, and they had a huge project on that, and they had to plan for months. But on top of that, they took on the food management competition where they basically had to plan a restaurant from start to finish, plan the whole thing, cost and market and business plan, the whole works, and then they had to speak and do public speaking and speak critically to industry leaders about their business and be able to think on their feet to defend their business, and they had to compete in that one. And should I tell you the results or nah?
We want to hear results.
Okay, we do want to hear it. Okay.
Yeah, we do.
So in their culinary one, they were up against some stiff competition, and they were up for blood because they competed last year. And they took 3rd place, which is a good, solid place for them. They wanted to do better. They took 3rd place, and that's good and healthy place, and they got scholarships and awards, and they did good. They shone pretty well. But in the management one, they took a first place, and we're very proud of them. They took first place, and not only did they take first place, but they also, should they had been also competing against the New York schools, because we're there at the same time as New York schools, should they have been competing against all the schools, not just Vermont schools, they would have won among all of the schools, not just Vermont schools. So very proud of them.
Yes, definitely.
And now they get the chance to go to the Baltimore, D.C. area in April 24th and 25th and 26th to compete at the national level later this year. So it's a pretty cool opportunity that they get here. So they're very excited about it.
Will they actually go, Trace, and how do they get there? What's the travel plans?
Oh, yeah, it's complicated. So through part of winning first place, among their scholarships and awards they won, part of their award winning is a prize package that helps fund them being able to pay to go and pay to have food expenses and hotels arranged for. Luckily, because we live so close, we don't have to deal with airfare, and we drive down. But if any of our listeners want to help with some of our fundraisings, we'd love to entertain that. So they could definitely reach out to Riverbend. But they're going to spend the next month and a half planning, revising their plan, taking the judges' feedback to improve on it, and then we will spend a day to drive down. There's 4 nights, 5 days is the trip for them to do their best to represent their school. They're against the best of the best, so for them to place in the top 20 would be amazing. If they took first place, it would be amazing, but it's really the experience, the networking, the job opportunities eventually for them, and it's just really a great opportunity for the students to get down there, and we get to see Baltimore and D.C. historic areas as well as many other things. So it's really a great opportunity for them.
Certainly is. Well, congratulations to you, the students, and also to Riverbend. Culinary Arts is off and running and has been for many, many years at Riverbend. Final comments might include what today, Chef?
Just get out there cooking. Know that the spring thaw is coming. Go eat something great. Go experiment in the kitchen and have some fun doing it. That's all.
Chef Trace Heidenreich, a culinary arts instructor, looks like the ProStar NRA chef instructor, and also careers in CTE 7th grade instructor. You're busy there, Trace.
Oh, yeah. I'm always busy. Absolutely. I wouldn't have it any other way.
A great update. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. And a good morning, Stephen, John, and friends. We take it at 9 o'clock this morning, 22 minutes after 7. Every couple of weeks, we chat with Riverbank Career and Technical Center during the school year. And we'll be chatting with Mark Breen shortly after 7:30, the head meteorologist at the Fairbanks Museum and Planetarium. And we wrap up the hour at about 7:45, chatting with Ted Cooper from Wells River Chevrolet. And then we head into a busy 8 o'clock hour today. Not warming up much yet, still hanging around the 30-degree mark, but expected to be breaking 40 degrees today and possibly low 50s tomorrow. And we'll find out in more detail what's going on with the weather when we chat with Mark in just a few minutes. But right now, compliments of your friends at Woodsville Power Equipment at 4942 Dartmouth College Highway in Woodsville. We take another look at the forecast for the listening area. Be sure to stop in and see what they have to offer you. Here we are in the first full week of March, but there's plenty of weather still to come your way. And they've got the snowblowers and the equipment to help you move the snow at Woodsville Power Equipment. If winter keeps lining up back-to-back storms, let a Toro snowblower from Woodsville Power Equipment do the heavy lifting. Toro's Power Max and Snowmaster models are designed to move serious snow fast, even at the end of your driveway where the snowplow leaves the heavy stuff. Smooth steering, bright lights, and comfortable controls help you stay in charge when the wind howls. Swing by Woodsville Power Equipment and find a Toro snowblower that fits your home and your budget.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, mostly cloudy, chance of snow showers until midday, maybe a dusting, highs in the mid to upper 30s, winds becoming southeast around 5 miles an hour. Tonight, chance of rain or freezing rain after midnight, lows in the upper 20s to lower 30s, chance of freezing rain early on Saturday, then chance of rain showers, highs from the mid 40s to around 50. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
But as we get into March, is there more cold weather in the forecast? Stick around. Mark has more details on that. And there you have it, an updated look at the weather as we head into the weekend. Compliments of Woodsville Power Equipment, sales, service, parts, repairs, Bobcat of Woodsville on the lot, and a whole lot more. As we head towards spring, they have the equipment to keep you rolling year-round. So be sure to stop in and check them out at 4942 Dartmouth College Highway in Woodsville. They have the equipment to help get you through. And good morning. We're just a couple of minutes away from checking out today's birthdays and anniversaries. On this Friday, it's the 6th day of March already. And we have today's menu at Tuttle's Family Diner here in downtown Wells River. They also have a change in their hours, which we'll get to momentarily. But first, running down the specials that are available at Tuttle's. They have the hot turkey sandwich with choice of potato and a side. Also, the Montshire Farm Reuben Burger with french fries or tater tots. How about the turkey bacon wrap, a lettuce and tomato, cheddar cheese with a sweet onion sauce along with chips and pickle. Their soup today is chicken and rice, and the seafood that's available includes scallops and stripped clams. All right, now they are changing their hours. Today is the last day that they'll be open until 7. The new hours are as follows. Monday they'll be closed. Tuesday through Saturday, 6 a to 2 p, and on Sunday, 7 a.m. to noon. Again, their new hours, they'll be closed on Monday, and then Tuesday through Saturday, 6 a to 2 p, and Sunday, 7 a.m. to noon. At Tuttle's Family Diner right here in downtown Wells River. You can stop in and enjoy those specials and more. And a good morning at 7:30. It is time to check the birthdays and anniversaries. Friday, March 6, 2026. Celebrating today, Alvin Fadden, Bruce Bishop, Anna Steenberg, Elsie Harridan, Kyle Thompson, and Lawrence Sellier. And we do not have any anniversaries on our local wish list today, but if you're celebrating, we certainly hope you make it a great day on this Friday, March 6th. Again, celebrating today, happy birthday wishes to Lawrence Sellier, to Kyle Thompson, Elsie Harridan, Anna Steenberg, Bruce Bishop, and Alvin Fadden. A reminder that if you have a wish you'd like on the radio, get it to us as soon as you can, giving us time to prepare for the day of your birthday or anniversary wish. And be sure and thank the Swenson Insurance Agency in Bradford for bringing the show to you. And if you have insurance questions or if you need an insurance quote, be sure to reach out to the Swenson Insurance Agency.
In many areas, wild animals are a serious traffic safety concern. Stay safe with these tips. While driving, scan the road and shoulders of the road ahead. Look for yellow road signs warning of high danger areas. Use extra caution when traveling during dawn and dusk. Animals are most active during these times. At night, use high beams if there's no oncoming traffic. Be on the lookout for reflecting eyes. Remember, deer are herd animals. Where there's one, there's usually more nearby. If a collision is unavoidable, apply the brakes and steer straight. Let up on the brakes just before impact, allowing the front of your vehicle to rise slightly, reducing the risk of the animal striking the windshield. Take it from me and MMG, protecting your piece of the world.
The Swenson Insurance Agency of Bradford is a family-owned business that has been serving Vermont and New Hampshire since 1960. Service is their best policy at the Swenson Insurance Agency, Bradford. All right, 7:32. We say good morning to Mark Breen. How you doing?
I'm doing great, and you?
Good, thank you. All right, so March is definitely showing its face in regard to the weird weather that March can throw at us. Wouldn't you agree?
Boy, there is no question about it. I mean, just take this week.
Yeah.
We started out the week early this week, temperature in the teens below zero in many of the cold spots.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we had some snow. And then, of course, we saw temperatures jump up into the 40s, even nudging 50 degrees in a few spots yesterday. So just about anything that you want can occur during the month of March. And so you've got to know that, well, for one thing, we've got this variety just in this 1 week. But we also end up with, these varieties kind of going back and forth right on through the month. There is no straight road. There is no straight road from winter to spring.
Yeah, kind of like hang on for the ride.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it because, and in some cases, oh boy,
yeah.
The back rows, it doesn't take, an afternoon like yesterday, and suddenly, where did all that mud come from?
True. Yeah, it really loosened up in a hurry, didn't it?
It did, yes.
So in regard to some of the changes that we sometimes see during the month of March, maybe you can share some of those averages with us.
Sure. So, one of the things, obviously, the below zero weather, kind of an indication that the early part of March is mostly a winter period. Now, obviously, we can have thaws like we're experiencing, but at the same time, the average high temperature mostly in the 30s and the average low temperature this time of year in the teens. Now, one of the kind of things with that is that on the average, it's a little cold in terms of sugaring. And that, of course, becomes more and more, an activity through the month. And it's actually explained on those averages because by the end of the month, last day of the month, average high temperature, 49 degrees. So quite a bit jump up from the 30s. That's the average, of course. You can certainly see days in the 50s and 60s by the end of the month. Night times, those also start warming up, but we still average temperatures down in the 20s. And again, that's helpful in terms of sugar makers. So going from, the beginning to the end, we've got that. And sure enough, you can even start March with some very warm temperatures. You still will end up with some snow. On the average, we get about a foot of snow in the valleys and a couple of feet of snow across the hills during the month. I was actually going back on my weather records. On this date, in 1984, we had a record warm February. The snow was gone. Everybody was, kind of getting anxious about spring. And then on March 12th of that year, 1984, we had 2 to 3 feet of snow.
Well, of course. Well, March, it marches in like a lion, right?
Well, yeah, so that's actually an interesting thing about that, because I was actually looking up, where does that come from? That whole phrase, March comes in like a lion, out like a lamb, or sometimes it seems like it goes the other way. It comes in tame and, kind of gentle like a lamb. It goes out like a lion. So we sometimes attach weather meanings to that. But there's also something that goes on in the sky that I find fascinating. So this time of year, first part of March, if you look in the east, after, it gets dark, just, say 6:30, 7 o'clock, or, well, we'll have to remember we have to set the clocks ahead this weekend. But as it gets dark, there will be this pattern of stars. I actually can see a backwards question mark. That's the front part of Leo the lion. So when they say March comes in like a lion, in the skies, the constellation Leo the lion comes into the skies as March arrives. And then just to kind of tie that off, March goes out like a lamb, right? Well, on the other side of the sky, setting by the end of this month, is the constellation Aries the ram, a sheep going out like a lamb. So I always found that kind of an interesting connection that in the, you can't necessarily count on what the weather's going to do this month, but the skies, they're the same every single year.
Yeah. You made a hint in regard to sugaring. Boy, last week, so cold, it didn't seem like they would ever get out there. But all of a sudden, with the warmer temperatures this week, it seems like they're well at work, doesn't it?
Yeah. In fact, I had a trip over to St. Albans yesterday, and on my way through, I was near Fairbanks over on the western side of the state, and some steam coming out of one of the sugar houses over there. So it was like, oh, okay, they're getting going. Although when I was in St. Albans, I was talking to, I had a kind of a nice crowd to talk to, but they were saying that sugaring there really hasn't started yet, and for them, that's late. Usually by about February 20th or so, they're kind of getting into their sugaring season. Now here, it tends to be a little bit later, sometimes even a lot later, but we haven't really seen a lot of sugaring just yet, although, again, those temperatures start thawing out and the trees start waking up.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have a better year this year than what they had last year. Hey, Mark Breen is with us, head meteorologist at Fairbanks Museum. Let's find out in regards what's happening with the weather pattern and kind of this thaw that we're experiencing right now, what all that means for the next week or two.
Yeah, so, we get this, we really had a very consistently cold winter, and then suddenly this week, things are breaking up, and so we're going to have a thaw. In fact, thawing temperatures are going to continue right on into, say, at least Tuesday of next week. And so you're thinking, okay, we're all set, spring is coming, but no. There's actually, I was just looking up in northwest Canada, the cold is reloading right now. And so there's a shift in the weather pattern that's going to bring that back into place. And it looks like it may kind of settle in for the second half of March. So we're talking about, today, the 6th. So right through the 12th or so, we're going to be on the mild side. But we get to about the 12th, and then colder air comes back in, a pattern that may feature not just cold, but also some stormy conditions as well. So we're going to watch that carefully. But I would say the second half of March, in some ways, that sounds disappointing. I know we've got this thaw going on, and we're going to see the snow starting to reveal a little bit more in terms of, bare ground on south-facing exposures. But the good news is that we don't want it to get too warm too quickly. We will, like you just said, we don't want a repeat of last year's sugaring season. So if it cools back off again and those average temperatures are warming up, the balance means that maybe we'll get into a stretch of some good sugaring, say, middle and end of this month. Now, I learned a long time ago I would never forecast the sugaring season, and I'm not forecasting it. I'm just saying that there's a benefit to it getting colder, and that would be that it would extend the sugaring season. So that's the good news anyway.
Mark will continue to keep us updated as we roll along on these Friday mornings. Meanwhile, we kind of do a thing with the clocks this weekend, Mark.
Boy, we sure do. And it's interesting because there has been so much talk for decades about not letting the clocks change, just leaving them at one time, whether it's standard time or what we call daylight saving time, and just leave them there. And that works in some sections of the country, but it would be a challenge here. And one of the challenges is, let's say we do leave it at daylight saving time. If we do, then sunrise in December and January isn't until 8:30 in the morning. And so there's always this discussion about whether we should or shouldn't and how should we fix it. Nobody's come up with an answer. So the bottom line is you still have to move your clocks this weekend. Move them forward an hour, and so that becomes daylight saving time. And I guess the other thing that occurs to me, I think of this daylight saving time, this actually is an idea that goes way back. This isn't something that's brand new. Ben Franklin actually suggested that if you got up earlier, in other words, shifting the time a little bit, you might actually save. If you shifted it so the sun came up earlier, then you use less candles, which was an issue in the 1780s.
Guess so.
Not so much now, but.
Yeah. They thought and had to deal with things a lot differently than we do.
Yes, certainly.
I don't know if they had AI back then or not. Anyway, let's find
They
out.
had Ben Franklin.
No AI with the forecast today, Mark. What's it look like?
Yeah, this is the real me, and we really do have some clouds, even a little snow in the air in spots, mostly south of Wellsville and Woodsville right now. That's coming to an end. A lot of clouds through the day, temperatures in the 30s. And then tonight, there will be a small period of some rain or freezing rain, so be aware of that. Late tonight, early tomorrow morning, temperatures will be upper 20s and low 30s, so maybe a couple of icy spots tomorrow morning, both on the roads and walkways. But it warms up tomorrow, the showers end, and we'll see a glimpse of sun tomorrow afternoon, 40s to near 50. Then another period of showers comes through Saturday night, but I don't think any freezing stuff. Temperatures will be actually near 40 Saturday night. And then Sunday, the clouds move back out. We'll see some sunshine, 40s to near 50 on Sunday.
Hey, we'll take it while we can.
You bet.
So, spring-like temperatures. Spring is on the way. Spring and summer always roll back around, don't they, Mark?
They always do.
Pretty soon.
You can count on it.
We'll be talking about high humidity and those warm temperatures before you know it. Meanwhile,
Yes,
enjoy the weekend, Mark. Thanks for the update.
Thank you. You too.
Yep. All right. And that, of course, is our weekly conversation. It's brought to you by Hatch Land Farm, Wicked Good Dairy Delights and Profile Meats, located on Route 10 in North Haverhill. Don't forget about their March community lunch that's coming up in their event hall with corned beef and cabbage. Dinner includes all the veggies, roll, beverage, and dessert for just $14.99. We'll be telling you more about that as we draw closer, because that's still like a week and a half away at Wicked Good Dairy Delights in North Haverhill. The Hatchland Farm Retail Store on Route 10 in North Haverhill at Wicked Good Dairy Delights sells a great selection of ice cream year-round. Many flavors of the hard-serve and soft-serve ice cream are available in their retail freezer. They do still serve dishes of hard-serve ice cream at the deli counter, 11 to 5, Monday through Friday, and Sunday, 11 to 4. The flavor selection varies. The 2026 opening ice cream season at the windows will begin Friday, May 8th at 11 a.m. at Hatch Lane Farm, Wicked Good Dairy Delights, Route 10, North Haverhill. It is 7:45. We'll be chatting with Ted Cooper momentarily. He's standing by. But first, another update on the weather for the listening area. And this time it's being brought to you by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. You can visit them online at barharbor.bank. Award-winning banking every day across northern New England. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Bar Harbor Bank and Trust helps businesses succeed. We're proud to be recognized by Forbes and Newsweek as one of America's best banks multiple years running. We can help you get the financing you need quickly and improve your cash flow. With over 50 branches and 90 ATMs across northern New England, we make managing your business easier. Whether your business is growing, expanding, or evolving, we can make it happen together. Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Good things happen when we work together. Member FDIC.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: any snow this morning, mainly south of Wells River and Woodsville, ending, mostly cloudy, highs in the 30s. Tonight, cloudy, a chance of some rain or freezing rain late, lows upper 20s and low 30s. Saturday, any pockets of freezing rain becoming rain in the morning, tapering off, mostly cloudy, a glimpse of afternoon sun, breezy and mild, 45 to 50. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And our temperature holding pretty much at 30 degrees. And there you have it. The weekend weather is brought to you by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Visit them online at barharbor.bank. Award-winning banking every day across northern New England. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. 7:47, Ted Cooper standing by, showroom floor right here in downtown Wells River, getting ready to get out there and clean snow off those vehicles again
Yeah,
and again.
No kidding.
Wait, hey, it gets the dust off from them at least, right?
It does, and it gets us outside and doing a little aeration, and so, But, the bright side of this, remember, Saturday night we turn our clocks back when we go to daylight savings time.
Yeah,
So,
actually spring forward.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Did I say back?
Yeah.
Set them forward, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one not to get wrong.
Spring forward, fall back.
Exactly. Yeah, anyway. So just want to share a couple of little things with you. Yesterday, I had a great visit with a couple who came over from Lancaster. We'd made an appointment on the phone a couple of days before. And, the way we kind of like to frame things is, come on in and sit down and let's have a back and forth and, identify, what your wants and needs are and your priorities and sort of get to know each other and find out that you've got a common friend somewhere or, it's amazing when you get to talking to people how small the world is. I love that. But, in the end, and it took a while, which is fine. We actually found a truck, a price in a trade, and appraised it and came up with really good numbers. In the process of this, we became friends. It was casual, fun, it was to the point. And we're getting their new truck ready. So, smiles, jokes, laughter, no pressure, the way it is here at Wells River Chevy. It's certainly why I do what I do. I really had a great time with these folks, and they're very happy with what we're doing for them, and we're getting a great trade. So, speaking of trades, we got a list of some really excellent pre-owned vehicles, and every one of them has been marked down. Our spring special here for March. As an example, I got a 2500 Crew GMC. It's an AT4X with a diesel. We are at $7,386 below book value. That's $7,386 below book. How about a 23 Chevy Tahoe High Country, top of the line? It's a 4x4 with the Duramax diesel. We're $4,154 below book, and I'll explain the significance of that in a minute. Got a just recently traded a 23 Ford Bronco Outer Banks. It's the full-size four-door. We're at $3,851 below book. And perhaps the biggest one right now is a beautiful 22 Chevy Tahoe, and we're at $8,375 below book. All right, so what's the significance of being below book value? Basically, you could look at it from a bank point of view. It's almost the same as down payment. So it means that you're not starting out upside down. You're way under, shall we say, market value.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we try to do. We're not greedy. We're not trying to squeeze every last dollar out of everything. But more importantly, we want to keep things moving. We don't like to have stuff hanging around here too long. And so rather than hold out for top buck, week after week, month after month, we've made the decision here internally to, really put some very, very significant savings on these rigs. And we got a whole bunch of other used stuff here. We got stuff from most price ranges. I mean, I got a really nice 2020 Ram half-ton quad Bighorn. That's $4,000 under book, and that's only a sale price down of $29,800. You can't find many good trucks, under $30,000 these days. That's for sure. Some other stuff going on. GM announced a whole new bunch of lease specials, along with our discounts and so forth. Just some examples, like a new 26 Chevy Trax LT, as low as $279 a month for a lease. It's a 10,000-mile lease, 36 months. Trailblazer, very, very, very popular. My wife has one of those. You can get into one of those for about $339. Equinox, our all-time favorite all-wheel drive midsize SUV. How about $369? And a Blazer, gas Blazer, not electric, a 26 LT Midnight all-wheel drive, about $499. Traverse, beautiful three-row SUV, about $599. And half-ton Silverado Crew Cab LT 4x4, about $399. You have to have a 21 or newer Chevy car, truck, or SUV or lease through GM Financial to qualify for all of the rebates on that. And 2500 HD double cab work truck Z71, about $699. That's got a list price of like $56,000. And here's a 2500 custom double cab blackout edition, about $749. So these are within reach for a lot of people. We've got much more stuff coming in, and as always, we are very eager to sit down with you and identify your wants and needs before we start scrambling all over the lot. It's a really good idea to set aside a few minutes so we can together identify what your requirements are, so we can come up with the right suggestions for you. Doesn't that make sense?
It does. And your sales hours for our listeners include what, Ted?
We're here Monday through Friday from 8 to 6, Saturdays from 9 to 3, 9 to 4, depends on how busy we are. And anytime by appointment, even if it's a Sunday or something like that, you can call, we can come in, meet with you. We're very anxious to do that. And if you need some help getting the vehicle to you, we do offer free delivery options.
Wow.
So let's make it easy.
Got some service there.
Why make it hard if you can make it easy?
Yeah. Well, good for you guys right there at Wells River Chevrolet. A great crew that Ted works with. Ted, we know we won't be speaking with you in a couple of weeks, but we look forward to when you do return to the airwaves here at WYKR.
I always do look forward to it. And when are you going to come down and help clean the snow off the cars, Steve? You're going to be down shortly?
That might be fun. We have a snowball fight in this. We have a snowball fight in this one, maybe.
Yeah, I'll show you how to paint my fence. Huh?
Oh, okay. Here you go. Ted, enjoy the weekend. We'll chat with you soon, okay?
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ted Cooper, right there. He, of course, is the senior sales and leasing professional at Wells River Chevrolet. Ricker Funeral Home and Cremation Care of Woodsville is a family-operated funeral home. Since the 1900s, they treat each family they serve as unique and special. Many elements go into creating a ceremony befitting the special life of your loved one. From music to the graveside service, the licensed funeral professionals at Ricker Funeral Home will navigate you every step of the way. They are available to help you plan a meaningful ceremony that will help your loved ones bridge the gap between life before and life after. For more information, visit their website at rickerfh.com.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: any snow this morning, mainly south of Wells River and Woodsville, ending mostly cloudy, highs in the 30s. Tonight, cloudy, a chance of some rain or freezing rain late, lows upper 20s and low 30s. Saturday, any pockets of freezing rain becoming rain in the morning, tapering off, mostly cloudy, a glimpse of afternoon sun, breezy and mild, 45 to 50. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
Hey, Mark, thank you very much. Updated weather brought to you by Ricker Funeral Home. You can go online to rickerfh.com or give them a call at 603-747-2717 for additional information. 5 minutes after 8, thanks for joining us here on a Friday. Hey, your country, WYKR Haverhill, WTWN Wells River, W286DE Wells River, 105.1 FM. Taking another look at the weather forecast for the listening areas, being brought to you by Alarmco, which is a security and protection company based in Bradford. And, of course, they do specialize in home and business security, fire systems, video surveillance, safes, audiovisual equipment, networking, and phone systems. In addition to installation services, Alarmco also provides monitoring and repair services for a wide variety of systems. Alarmco can help you stay notified of what's going on in your home, even when you're away. With the help of Alarmco, a local business in Bradford, you will be able to view your property from the palm of your hand. Arm and disarm your system from anywhere. Check your system status and view recent activity at home using Alarm.com's powerful smart home security app. Never leave your pets home alone again. Pet cameras allow you to watch, talk, and play with your pets from anywhere, day or night. For a free, no-obligation quote and see what Alarmco can do for you, visit their website at alarmcovt.com.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: any snow this morning, mainly south of Wells River and Woodsville, ending mostly cloudy, highs in the 30s. Tonight, cloudy, a chance of some rain or freezing rain late, lows upper 20s and low 30s. Saturday, any pockets of freezing rain becoming rain in the morning, tapering off, mostly cloudy, a glimpse of afternoon sun, breezy and mild, 45 to 50. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
Thank you, Mark. Still hanging around 30 degrees, but warming up, breaking 40 today, probably breaking 50 this weekend. Coming up on 7 after 8, there you have it. There's a look at the weekend weather. It's brought to you by Alarmco. You can stay notified what's going on in your home or business even when you're away. Connect your security, lights, locks, thermostats, video, and more for seamless automation and control. You can contact them for a free, no-obligation quote and see what they can do for you. Alarmco, locally owned and locally operated right there in Bradford. Still coming up this hour, a conversation that Joshua Smith had with Todd Holt, local physical therapist. Valley Floors still to come your way. Margaret Pratt Community Update with Jamie Rogers. And from Wild Vermont Customs, Bob Yaroshevich. All that coming up in the next hour at Your Country.
We're excited to have here in the studio with us Todd Holt from Todd Holt Physical Therapy. Todd, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How you doing, Josh?
Good. So it is that time. I know last time you were on, you were talking about a lot of like basketball injuries and things that you notice coming in because basketball season. But we're going to kind of move up the body a bit into the extremities.
Yeah, so today I want to talk a little bit about it's a topic we've been talking about in the office because some of our staff sometimes has problems with our joints as well. A common problem in physical therapy realm of things is often thumb pain.
Thumb pain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know, we're always using our hands, always using our thumbs. We're doing a lot of trigger point stuff, pushing on things. We're also stretching legs, stretching necks, you know, and you're using your hands all the time. And so because of that, a lot of PTs, massage therapists, which we have massage therapists, by the way, a lot of times the CMC joint, your CMC, by the way, is metal carpal joint. It's a little bone in your thumb, and that little bone can raise a lot of havoc.
But it's mostly the muscles and the tendons is what you work on with physical therapy.
Yeah, we'd often we'll work on joints. If the joint's restricted, if they have arthritis, not going to cure arthritis. Can't do that yet. But if the joint's restricted and hypomobile, we're going to try to work on the mobility. Improving the range of motion is going to make it hurt less. So if you have back arthritis, we're going to try to work on loosening up your spine, getting it moving better. We're not going to cure arthritis if it's bone on bone. Sorry, I can't cure that, but it'll definitely help. And your thumb, if the bones are restricted, we're going to try to get them moving better. We might also make splints. You can make a CMC spica splint. Trying to talk not too fast here, but you can make a spica splint for the thumb, and you can immobilize it. So like say the person's doing a lot of manual labor, they might wear the splint to protect themselves at certain times, although you don't want to wear the splint all day long because you got to take it off and stretch, and you got to move. Lacking movement in an arthritic joint can actually make it worse too, So you got to keep it moving, keep the fluid moving in there. The synovial fluid actually provides nutrition to the joint and lubrication. So if you were to just completely immobilize, and that's why you're not seeing as many back braces all the time. People used to, back in probably the 80s and 90s, yeah, see I'm old, back braces were like the thing. Everybody puts on a belt or a back brace, and that's going to cure their back. Well, it turns out it kind of makes them stiffer and can actually make you worse.
Right.
So the thumb joint, certain stretches, I had to mention you prior to this, the fancy term déquart veins. They're just a fancy big word for tendons. These tendons in your thumb, there's 3 tendons called your déquart veins tendons, and they're closely related to the joint I was mentioning. They get tight, and you get tendonitis, and there's certain stretches you can do to help loosen them up.
And like you said, like how would somebody know the difference between when to put on a brace to restrict movement and when to actually take it off to make sure you need to get some movement?
Yeah, so if you're doing a job that's overuse and you're overusing it, so in physical therapy, some PTs and massage therapists use a thing called a thumb saver. It's not really a brace, but it's a little splint you put on to kind of so you can still push with your thumb but not have to overuse the joint. So to answer your question, I would say if you're overusing the joint and you're hurting it from overusing it, that's a good time to put a splint on. You can do a thermoplastic splint. It's more rigid and solid. We have to custom mold them. Or you can do a neoprene off-the-shelf splint. They're a little more comfortable usually, and they kind of keep you from overusing it. But on the other hand, they give you a little protection, and then you can take them off and stretch after. So a good time to take it off would be after you're done. Say you're a carpenter.
Right.
You might wear the splint when you're doing some sheetrocking and heavy duty stuff, but then you might take it off during your lunch break and stretch and do some tendon glides and ice and things like that.
So we're talking to Todd Holt from Todd Holt Physical Therapy, and we're talking about thumb pain. Where do you see a lot of folks should be aware of that you see would get injuries through the thumbs? Is it mostly office workers or people out and about?
Oh man, that's a great one. Because, believe it or not, actually office workers have a super high injury per capita rate. You would think that, oh, gee, you sit at your desk, must never get hurt. Well, that's actually completely wrong. Because they're using their hands all day typing. They also hurt their back because of static posture, not moving. The thumb thing, though, is usually overuse. So a secretary, on the other hand, typing all day, she's using her thumbs. She's writing with pens and pencils and typing. So that thumb's getting a lot of use as a secretary. But a carpenter doing impact stuff, running hammers and drills and mechanics, of course. It's amazing because your thumb is such a small little joint, so insignificant, right? But when your thumb hurts, everything you do is going to hurt. So it's really important when it does hurt, you want to address it early and not let it get too bad, and then it's hard to correct because once it really gets bad, you can't really just not use it.
Right. At what point do you say it when it starts to get a little tender, or what point should somebody say I should give Todd Holt a call?
Well, if your thumb's been hurting for a few days, I bet you could look things up online, get some good home remedies and stretches. If it's been hurting for several days, maybe weeks straight, you're probably going to want to see your doctor eventually. And you could call me too. You could stop in. We could probably give you some quick pointers. But don't let it go too long.
Right. Is this a precursor to arthritis?
Yeah. So CMC joint is the carpal metacarpal joint. That's an arthritis thing. And the déquart veins thing I had mentioned, just big fancy words. So we try to look smart. That's all it is. is a tendon. So they're two different things. As far as the CMC joint arthritis goes, if it gets too bad, you would eventually see an orthopedic surgeon. There's a procedure called the anchovy procedure, not to completely change gears here, but there is a procedure where they take the joint out and they stuff a tendon in, and it actually is very successful. So there is light at the end of the tunnel. If physical therapy doesn't work, it's not the last resort. There's other things.
Right. And also, too, the best thing about physical therapy is it's less intrusive as well.
Yeah. I mean, everybody wants to avoid surgery if you can.
Right.
You know, and a lot of people think that if they don't get better with PT, it's the end of the world. Oh, gee. Well, try to remind them, hey, you know, this is the first step, not the last step. So if it's not working, then you'll go see orthopedics. They might talk about replacements. They actually have a joint replacement for the CMC joint, too. I think I've only seen one of those. Usually the old school technique seems like it's still the technique used all the time. It's called an anchovy, like the fish. And they stuff a tendon in. They take one of your tendons out of your wrist, stuff it in. They take the bone out, stuff a tendon in, and it's super successful.
Right. And so we're talking to Todd Holt from Todd Holt Physical Therapy. If people want to, you have an easy phone number to remember.
Yep, that's for me, you know. But yeah, it's 802-757-8000.
Right. It's easy to remember. And also too is you guys are taking new patients as well?
Yep, still taking new patients.
Okay. And so you're right there at the end. You're right across the street from the fire department, right there on the bottom of the hill too.
Yeah, and best of all, we're next to Big Cones during the summer.
See, yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, and supper.
All right. Any final comments, Todd?
Yeah, just things like this. Try to catch it early. When you start hurting, don't let it get out of control.
Okay.
Thumb pain.
Yep. Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Todd. I always learn something new every time you show up.
Well, thanks, Josh.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, thank you. We're about 16 minutes after 8, and we've been promising a conversation with Jamie Rogers from Margaret Pratt Community. Good morning.
Good morning, Steve.
Where does a month go again?
I don't know. I love it. The first of every month I come here, though.
We hate to wish our lives away, but boy, this has been a winter of winters.
It was. I'm not sad February was a short month.
Yeah, no kidding. So how are the residents doing at Margaret Pratt?
Fantastic. We're looking ahead to spring, much like everybody else in the area. Yesterday, being 47 degrees, we got outside for the first real bulk group of us got outside.
Yeah.
So
you take a walk?
Yeah.
Whatever they want to do.
Yeah, anything they want. We have an interesting geographical layout, so you can usually find sun somewhere up there at the building.
True.
So yesterday, lots of folks were going out and walking the patio, stretching their legs in the sun.
So do you get travel much in the wintertime with them? Do you take them on many field trips?
It's really important. I think we all know and can acknowledge mental health is really important
Sure.
in the winter and getting out, doing things and being active. So it's very important. Even, we take the rides to Hannaford's, we go to Walmart, we'll take them on different trips. And even if you don't want to go shopping, just get in the van.
Sure.
Go get a couple fresh air, see the sights, just get out of the building. It's good
last
for you.
time you said Vins and some of those places, you plan on going some of those or have been?
Yeah, we're headed to Vins this year. Clark's Bears, as we went last year, and they are already asking if we're going to go see those dancing bears again this year. So I think that's become a new thing.
We wake up this morning, look outside, and hit the road. We think, will spring and summer ever come? But it does.
It's going to. I think yesterday we got a little teaser.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about residency at Margaret Pratt.
Yeah.
You have any openings right now?
I do have some that are coming up.
Okay.
And I want to urge our listeners, I have some space for both private pay folks and some of the Medicaid rooms are available for some local folks right now.
Sure.
Those are very special rooms, that's our mission, right? Help everybody. So if everybody wants to give us a call, now is a great time to come in.
Is there a time when people can actually reserve even though they're not ready to go to Margaret Pratt? Can you reserve space?
It's confidential, of course, but I have probably a dozen Bradford, Newberry, Fairleigh, Corinth folks on my list who have come and said, I don't want to leave the area. I'm not going to be ready for 10 years. And then it works out great.
How does that work, though? You have to have space. Like you just said, you've got a couple of spaces right now, but you can't move in unless you got space.
Right. So, we put you on the list, and 10 years from now, I call you, Steve.
You ready?
And you say, are you and I say, I got an apartment. Are you ready? You can say no. Okay. And I'll call you next time. You say, yeah. And we start the paperwork.
I see.
But, that's what a lot of folks are wanting to support. They don't want to have to leave the Little Rivers Clinic. They don't want to have to leave, you know, the Hannafords. They like the Kinney. This is their community. We all live here.
Yeah, family and friends, for the most part, local.
Yeah.
So how does visitation work at Margaret Pratt Community?
Visitation?
Yeah, when people want to come in and talk.
Absolutely. So they can either make an appointment to come see me, which is what I recommend. But if you want to come visit a friend or see, you know, somebody that's there, just come visit them. We actually have no visiting hours because, you know, it's their home. If you want to stay and watch the Red Sox play until 11 o'clock at night, come on in.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the spaces that you have, because you have the bigger spaces, smaller spaces.
Correct.
Kind of just get what they're like.
Yeah, so we have a one-bedroom apartment that's a pretty standard unit.
Okay.
Great for a couple. It's got a full living room, a kitchenette, so you've got your own fridge, you got your own space, then your bedroom, and a private bathroom.
Okay.
We have 2-bedroom units that work the same, especially for a couple, maybe you want a little more space. I got a guy who lives with his cat. He lives in a 2-bedroom apartment. The cat gets one room, he gets the other.
Wow.
And then we do have the shared 2-bedroom options too. So if you want a roommate, if you're, you know, more of the extroverted person that wants somebody, or just companionship, you know.
Okay.
We've got, those are kind of the options. And then we've got our memory care options, which are really the apartments, but those are really the bedrooms, because the programming is the living room and the dining room and the engagement area. So
How many rooms total there then?
47 apartments, but I can fit 49 people with, you know, couples and stuff like that.
Right. You moved into a new position this winter, didn't you?
I did. I've been transitioning into the executive director role. Hopefully we have some news and announcements pretty soon on some other changes that we're cooking up.
Okay.
Really trying to hold everybody accountable and really holding some really great educational pieces for our staff and for the residents now.
Maybe that's part of the update next month.
I think it's going to be.
coming.
Fingers crossed.
Okay. Jamie Rogers is with us. She's a part of Margaret Pratt community, has been since the
beginning.
They started digging for
way back in 2018.
Wow. And where's time go, right?
Yeah.
Man.
7 years later.
So slippery driving this morning out in your neck of the woods?
Yes, sir. It was a little bit slick. Saw
Yeah.
a couple of people go off, but, you know, just take it slow. That's what we tell our staff. Just take it slow, leave 5 minutes early, and get in on time.
True. Any final comments?
No, everybody stay safe. Give us a call. Get in for a tour. Just come see the place. A lot of people do not know what it looks like until you're in there. We're a fun place to live.
Yeah. Right here in Bradford.
Right.
Margaret Pratt community. Thanks for the update, Jamie.
Thank you.
All right. Enjoy the weekend.
You too.
All righty. We're about 22 minutes after 8. There you have it. And our current temperature is not moving. We're still hanging around 30 degrees. We'll take a break here. We'll make a phone call to Bradford and see if we can chat with Valley Florida.
Miles Supply, your stop for all your general business products, paper towels, toilet paper, first aid kits, and more. Purchase your paper and soap products from Miles, and they'll install the dispensers for free. Do you own a salon, restaurant, coffee shop, or gym making a monthly run to the big box store for your business supplies? Save time with Miles Supply. Call today for a sales visit, 476-3963, or walk directly into their showroom, 143 Boynton Street next to Spalding High School. Miles Supply, family owned and building relationships since 1954.
PTOs want you to know we are your local factory authorized Fisher Plow dealer. We sell, install, and service all Fisher plows and sanders. We have over 20 years of experience in factory training. Make PTOs Repair your first stop for all your Fisher Plow needs. PTOs Repair, 2320 Route 5 Faley, or at ptosrepair.com. I'm PTO, and I wanted you to know.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: any snow this morning, mainly south of Wells River and Woodsville, ending mostly cloudy, highs in the 30s. Tonight, cloudy, a chance of some rain or freezing rain late, lows upper 20s and low 30s. Saturday, any pockets of freezing rain becoming rain in the morning, tapering off, mostly cloudy, a glimpse of afternoon sun, breezy and mild, 45 to 50. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
All right, thank you very much. At 23 minutes after 8, we're sitting at 30 degrees under cloudy skies and just a kind of a misty precipitation right now. And there you have it. Updated look at the weather brought to you by PTO's Repair, now in their new location. Right there in Fairley on Route 5, 2320 Route 5 to be exact, at 802-222-6152. PTO's Repair is your local Fisher authorized dealer. Again, 802-222-6152. 652. It's that time of the morning where we've done this for many, many years. We chat with the gang at Valley Floors. This time around, Ryan Hollister is our guest. How you doing, Ryan?
Doing fantastic, Steve. How are you?
We're doing all right. And we're heading into another busy time of the year for you guys at Valley Floors now that we're heading from winter into spring, so to speak, Ryan?
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
I feel like, especially with this last couple days, people are just starting to come out of hibernation just a little bit, poke their heads out, and a lot of the ideas that you've had over the winter, all the projects that you hope to get to this year, I feel like the list is compiling for people, and then they'll come in and now's a good time to get an idea, of what the scope of some of the work is, and then you can kind of pick and choose and knock them off from there and organize your year. So it's been really, definitely always busy.
Yeah. Well, good for you guys. Is there any trend that your customers are beginning to look at in 2026, Ryan?
2026, I think we have a lot of people, I think hardwood, we also live right up in the Northeast. I feel like everyone here, there's a lot of people who like wood that looks like wood and stone tile that looks like stone and is organic, and there's more rustic organic, there's more sophisticated, a little slicker looking, and every space has its own little charm that works. So I think we tend to like things that look natural up here, but a lot of hardwood, honestly. Either replacing hardwood. We've got a lot of people who are sanding and finishing some of these old pine boards that are just beautiful up in Vermont. You've got 8, 10, 12, sometimes some 20-inch boards off these old growth trees, that the kind of the trees that they used to make the masts out of for the U.S. Navy and stuff. So it's really cool to see some of these photos and the old nails, the iron nails and everything. So I think that there's been a lot of kind of tending to the properties that are up here, but then sometimes the nature is you just got to redo it. So in that case, it's how can you keep integrity of the house, but also give it a really cool, fresh look that's distinctly your own, and also 2026, So everybody's got a different direction they're going in, but it's really cool to see how creative people can be when given the opportunity. I think most people are I got to get floors, let me just go down to the box store and buy gray or whatever. And it can be a lot more than that. It doesn't have to be, but it could be a lot more. There's a lot of opportunities that you have, and taking all of the pieces of your furniture and your artwork and whatever you have in your space into account, the right flooring choice can really transform a space. So I have a lot of fun with that part.
Yeah, and you got service after the sale, of course, at Valley Floors.
Sorry, the sale?
Yeah, you got service after the sale that's at Valley Floors, which is really important.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely. It's anytime you need something, or if something's happening with the floor 10 years later, people are coming in and be like, oh yeah, let's use, been using the right cleaner. Okay, let's make sure, we have this. Look up all the specs. We can send you all the information just so you can maintain the floors. And then if something ever happens too, we get Tony right out there. He gets his eyes on it, and we can fix it as well. Not that there's claims or anything that happens. Tony is super diligent about making sure that we put the right product in the right place, and I think that's integral in doing business with floors. It's not something you're trying to do again because something failed, and it's always worth putting money into the bones of the house so that you can avoid problems later.
Yeah, definitely.
Once you got it torn up, at least.
Exactly. Yeah. So, do you gravitate towards something that you really prefer doing at Valley Floors? You've been there 2 or 3 years now, Ryan?
Yeah, 3 years. 3 years now. It's gone by very quick.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wonderful to be part of the community up here in the Upper Valley. It's been awesome. I think I love sometimes some of the fulfilling ones is we love rugs here. We love area rugs. We love you got just the function, the coziness of them, but there's some really cool ones out there that these companies are making. A lot of it ends up being online shopping and then maybe getting some samples and stuff. But we do have some stuff in stock here, and all of the broadloom carpets that you can install can also be custom made. So I love when people come in as here's my house. I've spent all this time and energy doing all of these things. Maybe they've already dialed it in. They have a vision. They just need one little cherry on top. Backsplashes can be like this too. There's so much beautiful work that's already happened. The spaces, you can like visualize it already because it's right there. It just needs one extra seasoning, you know. And it's really cool what can happen when you have someone come in and you go on a rug hunt as well. You know, it's just really awesome. There's so many like different styles and different colors and textures, and pretty much now there's, you know, even a price point like for everybody too. So it you could really save up and get a really awesome razzle dazzle rug that might last legitimately 100 years if you take good care of it. Or you can come in and grab one that's a little bit more budget friendly that, you know, after 10, 15 years when it's done and the dogs have beat it up, like you can release it and you move it into the basement. You can do whatever you got to do, but you can change out your style. And we're doing a sale right now on carpets for 20% on all the area rugs. Give a call, ask for some links to some of these online resources. A lot of the major distributors we have access to, so when you see a 20% sale online, instead of ordering through them, just send an email, you know, reach out to us because we can request a price and then get back to you. And, you know, if it works, rock and roll. You know, we also handle the shipping part too, so, and take responsibility over those things and deal with the company. So it's like a giant aspect of purchasing online. It can be stressful, like dealing with all that stuff, and that's kind of just what we do. So, and we have great relationships, so we don't have problems.
Yeah. So for our listeners, what are your hours and phone number to reach you to make an appointment to find out what's happening at Valley Floors?
We're open Monday through Friday, 8 through 5, and I think you could check online too. There's an email on there that you can send through emails, like if you've seen photos of something and you're just like, I'm looking for something like this, or like, here's the very specific Dash and Albert rug in this size, and I'd like to get a quote for this, you know, that specific too. Just send them through and give a call here, 8 to 5. There's always somebody. We've got 4 people on the sales floor. Excellent. And we're all knowledgeable.
Certainly. Well, that's a great update, Ryan. We know that you got to get back to work. We know that you're busy. We certainly appreciate the great update you've provided for our listeners this morning.
Oh, thanks, Steve. Always a pleasure to be here. I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and get ready for the spring cleaning. I feel like it's right around the corner, and we're going to have fresh summer sun right there. So let's get our momentum going now.
Got an idea. Stop into Valley Floors, and they'll help you out. Enjoy the weekend, Ryan.
Oh, you as well, Steve. Take care.
Bye-bye. And there you have it, Ryan Hollister, pinch hitting for Ryan Chase, the owner, right there at Valley Floors in Bradford. And that's our weekly conversation that we have been on for many, many years. I'm Stephen John, our many guests. Up next is a conversation I had recently with Bob Yaroshevich, the owner of Wild Vermont Customs and Wise Enterprises. But before we do that, we've got today's specials being served at Tuttle's Family Diner right here in downtown Wells River. You can enjoy a hot turkey sandwich with choice of potato and a side, the Montshire Farm Reuben Burger with French fries or tater tots, turkey bacon wrap of lettuce and tomato, cheddar cheese with a sweet onion sauce along with chips and pickle. Their soup is chicken and rice, and the seafood choices today include strip clams and scallops. And we have a change in their hours, so listen up. Today is the last day that they will be open until 7. Their new hours are as follows. Monday they'll be closed, and then they'll be open Tuesday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to noon. Again, their new hours are as follows. They'll be closed on Monday, and then Tuesday through Saturday, 6 a to 2 p, and Sunday from 7 a.m. to noon at Tuttle's Family Diner right here in downtown Wells River. All right, we'll take a look at the forecast for the listening area, compliments of House Wright Construction, and then listen to a conversation that I had recently with Bob Yaroshevich. How do you define home? Is it your sanctuary? A reflection of your style and values? A playground for your children and grandchildren? However you define it, House Wright Construction can help you create the house that says, welcome home to you. House Wright is your expert Vermont and New Hampshire home builder. They have been partnering with clients since 1985. They build and renovate homes that fulfill their clients' exact visions. House Wright Construction is proud to be able to say that the foundation of their business continues to be their enduring relationships with clients, who return to them as their home visions grow and who refer them to their friends. Try letting House Wright be the builder of the home of your dreams. Welcome home with House Wright. House Wright Construction, Main Street South, Newbury, Vermont. Online at housewright.net.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: any snow this morning, mainly south of Wells River and Woodsville, ending mostly cloudy, highs in the 30s. Tonight, cloudy, a chance of some rain or freezing rain late, lows upper 20s and low tapering off, mostly cloudy, a glimpse of afternoon sun, breezy and mild, 45 to 50. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen, WYKR.
We're going to chat the next few minutes with Bob Yaroshevich, the owner of Wild Vermont Customs and Wise Enterprises. How you doing, Bob?
Good. How are you?
Good. As we get ready for spring, our days are seeing more sunshine at both ends of the day, so that's going to make you guys happy.
It is.
You've had
now's the time. If someone's got projects left that they want to get in, let us know. Let's get them in because spring will be here before you know it, and we don't really like working on people's rigs during the summer when they want to be riding them or driving them.
Yeah, I know we kind of go over this lots of times, but it's a typical thing that we do. We put it off until the last minute, don't we?
Oh yeah, we do the same thing. Like our projects always get pushed off, and as you know, we get busy a lot of times, and our winter projects we have a list before winter. Well, guess what? Some of them still aren't done.
Are you hearing anything in regards to the spring and summer? People talking to you about stuff, or are you hearing anything? Any kind of buzz going on out there?
Not so much for Wild Vermont Customs. I know for Wise Enterprises we have a few good projects for this spring, summer, and maybe a really big project that might start kind of third quarter.
Okay.
But no, Wild Vermont Customs, we've got some stuff that we have sitting that came in the fall that's too big to kind of work on inside. It's big.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll send pictures as that project gets going. And the girl that it's for, I saw her last week, and she decided now instead of just putting it up the way it was, she wants me to affix glass to it. So one end of it's got a kind of a greenhouse. So it's this giant antique wrought iron. I don't know what you'd call it, like a balcony setup that came out of New Orleans.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, this thing is rugged because two of us can barely pick a piece up.
Man, how many pieces?
I think it's about 25 or 30 pieces.
I guess the wind won't blow it over then.
No, it's not going to go anywhere.
All right. Now, a couple of weeks ago, you were saying you did a project as a gift?
We did. It hasn't quite been delivered yet, so I still can't tell you what it is. But next time, I'll be able to.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
All right, we're dangling the carrot for our regular listeners then, so we'll find out what that is maybe in a couple of weeks. So that's the type of thing you can do. Somebody comes to you, can put together specialty type things.
Yeah, like I said, this project that the girl brought to us was, just going to be kind of a wrought iron area outside of her house.
Mm-hmm.
Going to go on the south side of the house, so she thought it'd be a good idea if we could affix glass to it somehow. So I kind of started looking at it already. We're going to make some clips that we can clip on and put glass panels in. And she'll have half of it as a greenhouse and half of it is kind of an open air eating area.
So this thing, did you have to blast it and then paint it?
Well, that's what's going to happen, yeah.
We haven't done it yet.
No, it's waiting till spring to do that.
Wow.
And
That sounds like a big project.
Then we'll be installing it sometime this summer. And where it was at, it was kind of up by itself. It didn't have a roof or anything on it. She wants to put a roof on it, so we have to kind of make a roof setup to go on it.
So what kind of is the square footage of this thing? Roughly.
About 6 by 28, I think.
Oh, so it's pretty big.
Ends up.
All right.
Yep.
So big project, small projects, you guys can handle it. Wild Vermont Customs, Wise Enterprises. With spring around the corner, motorcycles, ATVs, that type of stuff, what's the deal there?
Well, now's the time to get them in for, if you want some hydro dipping done, powder coating done. Even, as we get closer to spring, which I hate to say this, but I don't like getting stuff close to spring. But as we get closer to spring, even if you want to run it in for oil change, tune up, older Harley bike before you get riding it for the year, feel free to contact us and see what we can do.
Well, we're getting closer as we speak. Be the middle of March by the time it arrives on the calendar. But the way this winter's been going, who knows? Maybe it'll happen overnight. Maybe it'll roll into April.
Yeah.
Your guess is as good as mine at this point.
No, Gabe and I have been talking about this. This has actually been kind of what the old winter that we remember used to be. Just pretty steady snow here and there.
A lot of people have said that. But what's an old-fashioned winter? What's the definition of an old-fashioned winter?
Well, I don't.
I'll have to ask Mark Breen that.
Yeah, the last few winters have been so bad.
Yeah.
Just the falls and springs have been strange. So this just seems like it's been kind of what you would normally expect. The fall cooled down slowly. Got into fall when we should. Got snow when we should. So hopefully we get spring when we should.
Yeah. And people with their ATVs, I've seen some ATVs, they put the tracks on, and it's been a great year for snowmobilers and the skiers.
Yeah.
And
we've been so busy, we haven't even touched our snowmobiles. They've been sitting this entire winter.
Well, they'll be there.
They will.
They'll be there. All right, so spring projects is basically what's on the agenda at this point for Wild Vermont Customs.
For sure. And we've got, like I said, we've got some stuff in the works there. We've actually, believe it or not, we've got a couple of things kind of in the works already for the fair.
Okay.
So whether we're going to make one of them or not, I don't know. It's a big project. So
you're talking North April Fair.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, it's the end of July around here. All right, so if they want to contact you, best way is on Facebook.
Yeah, just message me on Facebook, and then we'll get a conversation going, and then we can talk from there.
And that would be Wild Vermont Customs on Facebook?
It is.
Okay, check it out. Bob and Gabe Yaroshevich, they give us a lowdown as what's happening with their two businesses every couple of weeks. So be sure to listen to the next one as we roll into the first full week of March.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Time flies.
Kicking it with your best buds.
53 on a Friday. Today's the 6th day of March, 2026. Taking a break, looking at the weekend weather. Compliments of your friends at Dad's 4x Tool and Supply. They're in St. John's, Breen on Route 5 and right here in downtown Wells River.
Hi, this is Ben from Dad's 4x Tool and Supply, and I would like to highlight my brother Watson. He has been with us since we bought the business in 2007. With our background growing up on a small farm, he has tons of practical experience to help you with whatever situation you may have. He manages our Wells River store and is also the guy you want to see if you need a trailer. With 7 brands of trailers and literally hundreds of models, he can definitely help you get the perfect trailer at a fair price. Stop in Wells River and see Watson. And remember, Dad's always got gas.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: any snow this morning, mainly south of Wells River and Woodsville, ending mostly cloudy, highs in the 30s. Tonight, cloudy, a chance of some rain or freezing rain late, lows upper 20s and low 30s. Saturday, any pockets of freezing rain becoming rain in the morning, tapering off, mostly cloudy, a glimpse of afternoon sun, breezy and mild, 45 to 50. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
Hey, Mark, thank you very much. Updated look at the weather brought to you by Dad's 4x Tool and Supply. 2 locations taking care of all your needs in St. Johnsbury and right here in downtown Wells River. Stop in. You'll be amazed at what Dad's has to offer you.